I'm Lexi, and I want to welcome you to the next episode of Two Chairs and a Camera. And with me today, I've got, is it Nicholas or Nick?
Either one.
Nick Terra, here to talk about his book and his new book. Why don't you tell me a bit about your books? I really don't know anything about them. I haven't read them yet.
Okay. Well, this is the first book I read. It's called Lucky Shots. And I started this one actually about 10 years ago. I came up with the idea for it. And it started off as... I've always liked to write, but I was in college at the time doing an internship for computer science, and I found out quickly I wasn't good at programming. So, in order to get a leg up, I made a text-based adventure game. Okay. And that kind of became the basis for this book. And years later, I turned it into an actual book. It was actually a visual novel. I don't know if you've heard of Renpai. Oh, it's a visual novel creator. Okay. So, there were a lot of choices you could make, different routes, different options.
It's kind of a choose-your-own-ending, but done as a computer game?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to like choose-your-own-ending books when I was a kid. I had a whole bunch of Disney ones.
Yeah. Every once in a while I did too. And Lucky Shots, this is actually my high school on the cover.
Oh!
It's our tennis
so
courts.
you took the pictures, the photography for it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so Lucky Shots is about a kid named Lucky Shots, and he moves from the big city to a small town in Lynchburg, Virginia, and he's from the city. There's not a lot of places to kind of get away from it all. Okay. So he yearns for a life of adventure. It's in like a small mountain town. There's a lot of nature going around there. Being from the city, he wasn't doing all that. He was reading and playing video games. So he craved that kind of life of like an RPG kind of adventure.
Oh. I imagine a lot of kids do.
Yeah.
I mean, all the video games are so dynamic anymore that you grow up wanting that to be your life.
Yeah, exactly. And he moves to this small town and kind of joins up with their tennis team, who's in need of new members. And it starts off with like 3 people, but as the first part goes on, he starts to meet other new characters. And aside from the tennis, there's a lot of adventures that they go on, whether it's hiking, bike riding, fishing, or even going to the arcade.
Okay, so kind of a real world...
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is I'm looking
Slice
for.
of life.
Slice of life.
Slice of life, coming
that's
of
kind of
age.
what I do too.
Yeah. That's what I write.
Yeah. Just I set mine on Alien Worlds.
There you go.
And your new one just came out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us all about that one.
So this one's called Eugene's Summer Vacation. And this is a spin-off of Lucky Shots.
Okay. Like a character that's in it, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Eugene is one of the teammates in Lucky Shots. And then he stars in his own little story. In this book, he meets his biological father in Lucky Shots. And he offers him to stay at his house in like a little island town, kind of based on the Outer Banks. So he takes up on that offer, and this is where the story starts. So he meets him again, reconnects with him and his family, and little stories that they go on the beach, visiting the town, festivals, food, fishing, all that.
Slice of life.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be some grand adventure to be interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did you get the inspiration to write either, or, I mean, both, because they're connected?
Yeah. Let's see, Lucky Shots was based on elements of my life. It's not necessarily autobiographical, like me and Lucky aren't really the same guy, but there is that kind of voice there, and he kind of thinks the things I would think but not really say.
I think in some way an author always comes out in their characters.
Yes. And that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah.
It gives them that voice. And I was also on the tennis team in high school. And this shirt I have on it says Lynchburg Leopards. This is the team from the book.
Oh!
I had a little shirt made.
That is fun! So you've got merch.
Yeah. Just for me.
I was going to say, do you sell merch, or is it just yours?
Not yet.
It's the dream, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been writing?
I've been writing since I was a kid. Like, I used to draw comics.
Okay.
And I love writing stories. I like creative writing stuff.
Now, since you draw, is there any illustrations?
There aren't any illustrations, but I do fan art. Okay. I do stuff on my DeviantArt and Instagram and stuff. And I gave away these bookmarks at writers' fairs.
Oh, and you did the illustrations on those?
Yeah, like these are
Okay.
two characters, Brittany and Teresa. They're two of the first characters Lucky meets, and
I'll get pictures of those that I can insert.
okay. He's got little biographies on there.
Oh, what fun.
I had a couple other characters, but these
Okay.
are the two that were left.
Time to get some more bookmarks.
Yeah.
Was there a favorite part in these books for you to write?
Let's see. I think Lucky Shots was probably the tournament
Okay.
that happens in the third act. And then as far as the summer vacation, I like the festival scenes. There are two of those.
Festivals are just fun to write. I've got a couple of those in mine too.
One is a First Fridays, it's based on like all the
Mm-hmm.
First Fridays events, and then one is a Renaissance fair.
I have never been to a Ren Fair.
I never have either.
I think that it would be awesome, but I've never made it to one.
Yeah, neither have I. But I wanted to write one. I have like
Yeah.
a list of things I want my characters to do, and I kind of listed out. I'm like, I want to see them go to a Renaissance fair. Let's see what they can do, and then I just figured it out from there. Like, I want to see them ride the truck on the beach and see horses like running around, because that's what we used to do.
Truck on the beach. There's not a lot of beaches you can take trucks on. So did you do research or you just made something up?
Yeah, in the Outer Banks,
Did they
my
let
family.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
because my family would go there every other year. It was me, my cousins, aunt and uncle, my grandma, and my immediate family would get a house on the Outer Banks and just like have a big party for a week.
I know you can take vehicles on the beach down in Daytona, or at least part of it. And that's the part I like, because I'm a little pale. We have the cap on the truck, and then I sit back in the cap and I can see the waves and feel the whole beachy vibe and not turn into a lobster.
Yeah, the Outer Banks.
Non-sequitur.
The Outer Banks is like that too.
Okay.
There's certain.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Well, that's nice. Been to a couple of beaches, but the Outer Banks is like one of our favorite
Okay.
spots. In Ocean City a few times.
Been
Florida,
to Ocean City?
like St. Pete's Beach. It's like Clearwater.
No, I haven't been to St. Pete's.
Okay, I went. That was the last one I went with my dad.
Okay.
And this here was also a photo I took of the Outer Banks.
Ah. Do you do a lot of photography outside of your two book covers? Is that a passion for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I take photos on my phone and my iPad. I always just liked it. I've done it for work sometimes. I've done some social media.
And it's always nice when you can do your own covers.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay someone to do them, and then you know it's yours. And
Yeah.
like the stock things that they offer on, I don't know if you've ever looked at the Kindle cover tool.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty
Yeah.
generic, not helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I do my own covers too, but I paint them.
Nice.
So we talked about a favorite part to write. Was there a part that you didn't like to write, or a part you got stuck on?
There's a lot of ones I get stuck on. There's a lot of tennis matches and Lucky Shots
Okay.
because it's about a tennis team and I can't just not have them. But those are always the toughest ones to write because those could be kind of tedious and
And you've
repetitive.
got to make them sound different.
Yeah. So each one's got to be a little different. I'm like, because I besides playing tennis in high school, I did a lot of research beforehand. I'd see, okay, what's something you could do? Maybe he's playing somebody who's got a really big serve. And it's like, okay, what's he going to do? He has a problem. How's he going to solve this? And he goes through a couple things. Okay, maybe I could take a step back. And then that way I could at least lob it over. Or maybe I could step up and try to slice it and kind of take the power. It's just a little bit of that.
Did you do any, like, reading other tennis matches? I don't know.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'm not even sure how many books there are about tennis players. So.
Yeah, there's a few. Like I
Okay.
read, like Matt Christopher had one.
Okay.
I used to like that Matt Christopher chapter books because they were about sports.
Okay.
And
Not sports is not.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
understand.
either is or it isn't. There's.
I understand, and that's why it's kind of hard to kind of pitch people on this. They'll see like the tennis cover. I'm like, oh no, there's more than just the tennis. But if it gets people into it, that'd be even better.
Was there a particular author that inspired you to write, or inspired your style or approach to writing?
Maybe not so much a writer. I like a lot of movies.
Okay.
My mom pointed this out too, and I'm glad she did. She's like, I was listening to you read this, and it reminded me of Richard Dreyfuss and Stand By Me.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, that's really flattering because that was an influence on me. like Stand By Me, Sandlot, or Christmas Story.
If they recognize your influences, then you did what you set out to do.
Yeah, I did something right. Anything about an adult reminiscing about their childhood, and that's the framing device I use for this one.
So he's an adult looking back, or it's written...
Like, in universe, he wrote this book.
Okay.
He took diary entries from when he was doing it at the time, and then 10 years later he looked back and he looked at his old journals and said, maybe I can make this into a book.
I think we've all had that thought at some point now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everyone in the world, but most of the people I talk to are writers, so we all have had that thought at some point in our lives.
I try to convince people who are non-writers to, like, put this down, I'll help you out.
Be careful what you say to me, you might end up in my book.
People ask me that too, is like, am I in your book? I'm like, oh...
Not exactly.
Yeah, okay. I'll name a character after you.
Yeah, but the fact you really like banana splits is in my book.
yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah, just
little things.
Yeah, you get inspired by life.
Yeah, just the most minute details or mundane things can be the most memorable stuff.
Do you have another project in the works? I know that Eugene's Summer Vacation just came out, but do you have something else going on?
A couple different things. Since Lucky was about his freshman year, and I began writing it in 2015, so I didn't update it. Like, that's the year it takes place in.
Okay.
So 2016 will be his sophomore year. So some of the seniors graduate, you got new freshmen coming in. So I like to do one for each year of high school.
Okay, so the plan is to do 4 for... Is his name Lucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
It started off as a joke. It's like a placeholder thing, and then after a while I just got used to it. I'm like, fine, that's his name.
So 4 for Lucky plus some spin-offs.
Yeah. This one I did same year. I conceived of an idea while I was on vacation. I'm like, do I make an original character or do I use one of the characters from my book?
And sometimes it's just easier to work in world.
Yeah. And I thought about it for a while, and then I got to Eugene's subplot, and I noticed he was kind of in his own world. He wasn't doing as much with the group. And I'm like, I wonder what he's off doing. Like, and then it kind of came to me. I'm like, he's got this father figure that he hasn't seen in a while who makes an appearance in the book. Let's make him the character.
Okay.
And that begot all these other new characters that came out, including his stepsister. Her name's Teresa. And
she was one of the bookmarks.
Yeah, she appears in the book.
Okay.
And she kind of visits for like a 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
So you get to see a little bit of her for a couple chapters.
How you said the first one took 10 years, but the first one you're finding your footing, you're figuring out how you want to write something. How long did the second one take?
I think the visual novel when I did Lucky Shots was like 3, and then I kind of put it off, and then took another 3 years to write.
Okay.
This, and I finished in 2023.
Okay, but no, I meant like the Eugene's. Did that one start as a visual novel too, or?
No, that one was just an idea I had in the back of my head. I didn't write anything until about 6 months ago.
Oh, that one you finished fast then.
Yeah, because I had certain ideas I knew I was going to do, and that was all just writing
I want to write a book in 6 months.
I didn't think I could either. I just wanted to do it by summer vacation, and I timed it out just right.
My first one took me 4 years.
Yeah.
And the one I'm working on now looks like it's going to be just over 2.
Okay.
So I'm happy at cutting that in half, but I want to write a book in 6 months.
I knew right from the start, I'm like, I want to do it in about 100 pages.
Okay. Because, it's a shorter story.
Yeah, I think I made it to like 130 in this one.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's perfect.
Something that you can tear through easily in a week.
Yeah.
On a summer vacation.
Exactly, like on a beach somewhere.
On a flight to a summer vacation.
Exactly.
we're just theming all over the place there.
Yeah.
You're catering to the need as well as the theme.
Because people see this one, they're like, oh, that's too big. And they just get intimidated. I get the same way, so I don't blame them.
I've been told that, but just a story is however long it needs to be told properly.
Yeah.
And my new one's kind of long, but there's not a good place to split it.
Yeah.
So it's just long.
Yeah, you didn't set out to be long. It's just how it happened.
No, yeah, it's just... The first one, From Winter, was supposed to be 20,000 words. It wasn't even supposed to be a full-length novel.
Wow.
It's 88,000 words.
Nice.
And the next one's longer.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was a chunky boy.
I will say another thing that I've been working on. My friend Becca has been a big help in making this book what it was. She did a lot of editing and feedback, and
we owe our lives to our editors.
Yeah, she's really helping me out. She's getting into writing too, and I told her I'll do the same thing for you when you start. And we came up with this idea, since this takes place in the summer of 2016, and these characters do age. So we came up with this concept, what are they doing today? So we had this little short story thing, it was called 9 Years Later. And it's just that. They return back to the island, Eugene and Teresa. Return back to the island for Eugene's half-sister. It's her graduation party.
Oh.
So she was like 9 in the book, now she's 18.
Okay.
So she's changed the most.
So are you doing that one as a book or as like a short story for just EPUB?
We haven't really decided yet. What I'd like to do is make like a special edition one,
and
with the 9 Years Later included.
Okay. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun when you can do something. There's a character in the new one that's just it's just niggling at my brain, and he's got like half a page. He carries a suitcase. That's his whole part in the book. But there's just something about him that makes me go, you've got a story in you, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never know which characters are going to resonate with people.
Yeah. Or which characters are going to resonate with you.
Yeah. Exactly. Like that's what Becca said. There was this character, I think his name was Delroy. He shows up. He was a cab driver in the first, in Eugene Summer Vacation's first chapter. And all he did was just drive Eugene to his house. He like got an Uber. And then...
But it wouldn't have been Uber back in 2016, would it?
I had to look it up. They still had them. They still
did?
had ride shares. I think they started a little before that.
Yeah,
I get those questions all the time. Like, did they have that? Did they say that? Did they have that slang back then? And I looked it up, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I've actually never been in an Uber, so I have no idea.
I've had like 2 in my whole life.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. But I like the authenticity of it too. Yeah, anything I don't know, I gotta look up.
Because if you don't get it right, someone will find it.
Oh yeah, I've been on both ends of that.
The best thing you can do to support your author is don't analyze their timelines. Please.
I did I've had beta readers from like all over the world. Like I've had one from the UK, one from like South Africa, one from California.
That's fine.
And I had a line in there like they go down to the basement, and it was a pretty run-of-the-mill basement. And then the one that said, well, here in California we don't really have traditional basements, so what's a run-of-the-mill basement look like? I'm like, didn't think of that. And that kind of went into more detail there.
I lived in California very briefly when I was like 3. So I'm not really sure it counts. But yeah, no basements.
Yeah. Especially if they're in the beach houses.
Yeah, but I mean just because ocean water.
Yeah, ocean water and plate tectonics. And
yeah.
You gotta worry about those.
But yeah, as somebody who grew up with a basement after the California experience, it's like, how do people not know what a basement? But if somebody said run-of-the-mill attic, I mean, I've got an attic.
Yeah.
But it's a hole in the ceiling that you shove the occasional box into, and then it just disappears into oblivion.
That's what ours was.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it maybe 2 times.
But in, like, TV shows, there's, like, attics that you can
it's
go
like
into.
A separate room, almost.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just, is it real?
Yeah. It's, my house didn't have a chimney either, so, like, I had no idea
how did Santa get in?
That's what I asked. I think they left the key under the mat or something.
Something like that.
It's magic.
Left the window unlocked.
Yeah.
So, you said you've got an author website?
Yeah.
Okay. And I will definitely link that and any other social media that you want to give me down below in the description.
Okay. It was called LuckyShotsBook.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also build websites for any other writers who'd like one.
Ah.
Just some freelance stuff.
Because you went to school for the computer stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to be a game designer originally. Hence
doesn't every teenage boy at some point?
You'd think so. Like,
I know that my brother was looking into that at one point in his life, and
I did a couple of them, and it was fun, but then I realized I like web design more. And I wasn't very good at programming. So,
But you are good at creating worlds.
Yeah, like a storyteller. That's kind of how the internship started. It's like, this programming thing is really hard, so let's take an internship and try to learn as much as possible, and that's what led me to web design.
Okay.
And I'm glad in a way, because I like that more. So, and that's where the text-based game came from, because I was like, I need to get a leg up somehow. It's like, what can I do? What's something I can create? And then I thought about it, and like, I want a text-based adventure game. Just little if-and statements. If you click one, display this text. If two, display that. And
then it took you much further than you anticipated, and now you have 2 books to your name.
Yeah. That's awesome. There's Eugene.
Send me screenshots when we're done.
Okay.
And I will insert all of the fun artwork here.
Okay. This one here is the Renaissance Fair.
Okay.
It's Eugene, and this is his friend Princess Anne.
Okay.
He meets like a real-life princess, and she becomes...
a real-life Renaissance Fair princess, or are we getting into...
Her story is that she's an actual princess whose island is the summer... the island is her summer home.
Okay.
And she's like a celebrity there. People like her. And Eugene at
first... And that could make for an easy spin-off story, because who doesn't... Well, what little girl doesn't love a princess?
Yeah, and that was the thing, too. Like, when he met her, he was like, I have no interest in celebrities or royalty. I'm American. Like, what would I care? And then he meets her. He gets in this long line because his half-sister was interested.
Okay.
Because she's really popular on this island.
And because why a little girl doesn't like princesses?
Exactly. And then he meets her, and he finds out later, like, because he was on the tennis team, he decided to take a tennis lesson on the island. And he learns that she's into tennis. And over the course of the story, they kind of become friends.
Okay.
So.
And I bet the sister's jealous.
Well, that's the thing. He had this idea in a split seconds. Like, her birthday's coming up. I have nothing to give her. Anne, are you doing anything this week? Like, it's a shot in the dark, and I know it might not happen, but try, why not? And that's the whole chapter at the birthday party. He's clinging to his phone, like, come on. When are you going to text me back? Let me know. Ruining me. And then from there, and then she does come, and then I think there was a charity event that he volunteered to thank her for, and then she asked if he could be his +1 for the Renaissance Fair.
Aww. Is it got like an edge of romance to it, or is it just...
A little bit. You can interpret it like that way. They do have
But, I mean, they're 14? 14, 15?
17.
9 years later. No.
No, is...
He's an older kid. He's older.
Eugene's a junior. Lucky's a freshman. And he'll be a senior in the next book.
Oh, okay.
So, when he comes back, he'll be a completely different character. Like, he was... like, in the first book, he was kind of... like, the least amount of experience. He was, like he's probably the worst one on the team.
Okay.
But now...
Experience, tennis-wise.
Yeah, like, he just started that day just to get out of gym class.
I know what that's like.
And then in the second book, he'll get more experience, and now, like, uh-oh, this kid's actually a threat to my spot now. Because there's an extra single spot left open, and it's like, oh, who's going to get it?
Okay.
So a player who's a complete novice in one book could go on to become a pro in the next.
And you said that you played tennis. Mm-hmm. Did you draw any of the tennis stories directly from your experience?
I did. There were some stories, some people.
Okay.
Little one-lines.
You ended up in my book.
They have fake names. Like, they're all based on real towns in Virginia, but the mascots are different.
Okay.
Just to mix it up. Like, Lynchburg Leopards. Like, my school was the Leopards.
Okay.
Where I went to high school.
But not Lynchburg.
Yeah. Lynchburg is, of course, in Virginia. And there is no Lynchburg High School. They have, like, 3 high schools. None of them are called Lynchburg High. But there's little references to that specific group of people.
That's why we call it fiction.
Yeah. It's a fictionalized version of that city. That's where I was born. Originally. I moved to Ohio when I was 3. I've lived here since. But we would go visit family every year, every summer. And I love the town. I like the mountains. I like the people there. Really nice. And the ones who know my parents will look at me like every other year. It's like, oh my gosh, you were like this big when I saw you.
Do you have any stories or memories about how writing as you grew up kind of like shaped you as a person?
See, when I was in 6th grade, I think is when I started doing comics, and I was inspired by Calvin and Hobbes. That was that one just was a game changer.
I was a Family Circus kid.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I used to like the newspaper comics as a kid. Yeah. I thought I was going to do that, and I drew. My first comic was a stick person, who somehow ended up in our world. So he's a 2D stick figure, but he's in our world, and is trying to adapt. Yeah, I did that for a couple years, and I haven't looked back on them in years. If I look back on them now, I'd be like just cringing. But I got better at it. When I was in high school, my senior year, I did a comic strip. It was called The History of Rock and Roll.
Okay.
Because I like rock and roll music and history. And the gimmick was that every subgenre of rock had their own little ambassador. So they would kind of go to concerts, play concerts, and get into these other shenanigans. Like
I could see some arguments over.
Yeah, like there was a glam metal character and a grunge character, and they were 2 brothers who didn't like each other. Like, glam metal gets drunk one night, and then grunge decides to step up and take his place. Little metaphors for. There was a classic rock, there was a southern rock, and heavy metal. Like, they all had their own little things, alliances and rivalries.
And it's fun to look back on old high school stuff. And
yeah.
Even if some of it's kind of cringy, because mine is too.
Yeah. Or you see it and they're like, there's a good idea in this. Like, I only have 1 week.
Yeah, it's like there's a good idea here. But it was not executed well. Is there anything from your high school years that you would like to go back and recreate?
Go back and recreate?
Like, recreate, execute better.
Not sure. I guess there's always, like, little things, like,
revisit the rock comics.
Yeah, those were, I think I just let it do, because they only had 1 page and 1 week, because my art teacher had this thing where if we turned in a sketch, we would get extra credit.
Okay.
So I did 1 every week near the end of the year, and when I was doing that, I only had, like, the 1 page. So when I was posting it online, people were saying, like, you should expand this, give it, like, the story's more than 1 page.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
Like, it's true, but
I only had... webtoons or something.
Yeah, I had some on DeviantArt back in the day.
Would you say that your writing has influenced your art, or that your art has influenced your writing?
Sort of both. Like, when I was in college and I was doing Lucky Shot stuff, I would just draw on my tablet at, like, 2 in the morning. I would just draw them doing whatever, and it would turn into the stories from there. Like, I want to see them just go on a bike ride, and then that became its own chapter. So
is there a lot of Lucky Shots art stored away somewhere in the depths of your digital?
Yeah. On my computer somewhere, on my old tablets and my new ones I got.
Merch illustrations.
Yeah.
But that's probably where the bookmarks came from.
Yeah. I would like to at some point. There was a Christmas story. I had a little Christmas card.
Aw, you could even, like, print actual Christmas cards.
I could. I did a short story last year. It was in the point of view of another teammate. His name was Spencer.
Okay.
And it was called, I think it was Merry Christmas, Spencer Walker.
Okay. And was that just written for you, or is it somewhere?
It's on my computer. I kind of wrote it for me.
Okay.
And I put it on the website as a bonus. Just a little short...
Okay, so it is somewhere. It's on the website.
It was a little short story where all the tennis teams getting together for a Christmas party. And you get to see, as Spencer's kind of walking through the house, you get to see what they're all doing.
Okay.
How they celebrate and what their plans are.
I was at a Christmas party once when I was in high school. And it was an adult's Christmas party because it was somebody I knew from a choir that I was in, and I managed to knock over this wall sconce with my ponytail. So now I like associate Christmas parties with that, and it's
that
like
memory.
it's my not so funny story.
Mm-hmm.
I was just standing there and I turned my head and
Have you been to them since, or you
to
just
Christmas parties or
Yeah.
to this person's house?
Either.
To that person's house? No. Christmas parties. Yeah, no. Maybe. I don't know. I've been to some New Year's parties, but I'm an author. That means I'm an introvert, right?
Yeah, I am too. I like hanging out with other people. They're all just busy.
Yeah, and who's not busy around the holidays?
Yeah, just in general, everyone's busy so much. I'm like, trying
But-
to get out there. But
Yeah. There's always so much. There's always something.
Mm-hmm. Now that I'm like 32, like all my friends are either married or have kids.
And that makes it even more difficult. And
Yeah.
then you throw in work,
Mhm.
and you throw in hobbies, and you throw in other responsibilities, and you barely have time to write, much
Mhm.
less go see people and socialize.
Yeah.
Socialize? What's that?
Trying to socialize with other writers.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. That's when you were talking about your friend. It's one of the best things you can do as a writer is make connections with other writers, either through author fairs, which is where I met you,
Mhm.
or writers groups. If you need a writers group, check your local library,
Mm-hmm.
or just different events or things like that.
Yeah.
But even then, we're all introverts, and we don't talk to people.
I want to. It's like even writers we're just writing.
Yeah, all of our friends are in the books.
Yeah.
We make up our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Which really says something about imaginary friends.
Yeah. I'm kind of a quiet person, but if you talk to me, I'll talk back and conversate with people.
I mean, clearly,
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I just don't initiate and get out there.
Yeah, it's how my family events are. It's like I'm usually just kind of in the corner. Just like I'm standing up. Just
With your pen?
Or the tablet.
Do you write on the tablet?
Yeah, that's what I mostly do.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll go to the park with a little sketchbook and just write,
Okay.
just so I'll have something. But most of it is on the tablet here, on the Pages app. Like
Okay.
Apple has,
the notes app.
Apple has something called
They have
Pages.
a Pages app.
Yeah,
I don't know that one.
You can create a template. They have book templates
Okay.
on here, and it creates like the chapter, the layout of it.
And then do you have to type, or can you actually write it?
I'm not sure. I just type it out.
Okay.
I'm sure they might be an app that translates that. So you do a lot of physical writing?
Yeah, I tend to write in notebooks.
Mhm.
Like I've got these pretty little leather notebooks because I delude myself into thinking that my first drafts will be valuable one day. So I want them pretty.
You have deleted scenes?
A few. But yeah, I've got. I write in little leather notebooks because I can take them with me.
Yeah.
And I don't have to sit there and boot up a computer when all I've got in my head is 2 sentences.
Yeah.
I jot it down and I deal with it later.
Parks are good for that.
Yeah. I used to go and write in this. There was this big eerie monument.
Oh.
And I used to go up there, and the air conditioning was killer. So I used to go up there and write all the time. I haven't been there in years.
Wow. Nice. I would go to the park, do a lap around the walking trail, and then I'd find a picnic table and just start writing. And I would do that just so I wouldn't get distracted with my email or like Facebook or something. And just because I work on a computer.
So you're a person who needs like quiet and focus to write.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I need quiet. I like video game OST too.
What?
Original soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Like a Final Fantasy VII music or something.
I am a chaotic. I have to have the right balance of chaos.
Uh-huh.
There's this going on here and this going on here, and the YouTube video usually it's something with cooking and something, and then the balance of chaos.
Yeah, it's like shampoos. You got to try a new one every couple months or something, or it doesn't work as well. Like if I just have quiet and it's not working, it's like, okay, let's go to the park.
I get too in my head if it's too quiet.
Or if that doesn't work, we'll go to a coffee shop, get a milk and cookie, and then start.
Are you a planner in your writing, or do you just kind of flow with it?
I have a basic outline. With Lucky, I had like 3 parts. I wanted it to be a 3-act story. Pre-season, season, post-season.
Okay.
And under that, I'm like, okay, I have a basic plan. I want to see them go to an arcade. Okay, we can do that in the second part. I want to see them go to a comedy show. Well, we could put that in the third part since they're going out of town.
I'm picturing like index cards and...
Yeah, that's all on the tablet.
Okay.
Just like a rubric almost.
Well, we are about running out of time, but the way I like to end these is tell us one fun fact or interesting tidbit or something about you that's not writing related.
Okay. I play a little guitar and a little bit of keyboard.
Okay, that's fun.
Try my hand at writing music.
Oh, how'd that go?
Pretty good. If I find something cool, I'll jot it down. I'll hear like melodies in my sleep, like in my dreams, and I have to remember how it goes, kind of hum it to myself, and then I'll record it on piano or guitar.
Oh, how fun.
I get that way with stories
So
too.
now if you end up with like a musical character,
yeah,
then you can like insert a couple of lines of bonus song.
Yeah, like a soundtrack or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool. When I get the same way with story ideas.
Okay.
Like I'll be asleep and I'll like watch movies that don't exist in real life.
I dreamt last night of a book 3 to go with my first 2.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what it was about.
Oh no.
And I have this feeling that it was really good, and now there's supposed to be a book 3, but I don't know what it is.
And you had it too.
Hopefully I have that dream again.
That's why you gotta wake up and just immediately write it down.
I didn't remember it at all for hours. I didn't remember it until like 6 hours later.
Yeah. If I go back to bed, it's like, I won't forget it, and then, of course, I will.
Oh yeah, gone. But that's all the time we've got for today. I am going to link all of his stuff anything you send me that you want me to link down below, I will link. So
awesome.
Your Amazon author page, your website, your books, whatever, it'll be down there.
Cool.
But if you enjoyed the video or podcast, because I'm still trying to get these on Spotify, give the video a thumbs up or like or however it works on the platform of choice, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd greatly appreciate it. But that's all I've got for today. So see you next time.
See ya.